All right, first off, it's not a formula, but what I'm going to talk to you about is some of the interesting facts behind tech startups. Some I've learned through the School of Hard Knocks. My first startup wasn't successful. It was actually a fire sale. The second was very successful. The third was kind of neutral, to be totally candid here. But all those experiences are great, every one of them, and in fact, I might do another, but every one of them is always a great learning experience, but then I've supplemented as well what I've learned with, of course, what I've read, including stuff I picked up in an MBA. But I think you'll find this somewhat interesting. Some of it will be not surprising, other facts will be surprising, I think. And then I'll talk to you towards the end of the presentation a bit about some of those high-level factors that I believe go into the ones that really become successful with a nice exit. So, first of all, some interesting founder stats. And by the way, I'm talking about tech startups. I'm not talking about broad-based startups, because startups actually can mean anything. You can open up a restaurant, that's a startup. And I got stats about that in a sec. But the interesting thing about founders is that, we have this view that founders are, young entrepreneurs typically, like Mark Zuckerberg with Facebook, Meta. And that's kind of the Hollywood image. But the average age actually of a tech startup founder is 45. Somebody who's actually got some prior experience. The ratio of this is actually improved. The ratio of male entrepreneurs to female entrepreneurs is actually improved. It was about half this figure 20 years ago, but it's now about 10 to 7. It's probably even improved from there. And one stat that's not here, my third tech startup was actually co-founded by 2 women. So I was kind of the battle-scarred CEO that came in, and there were 2 brilliant women that actually started the company, incubated it at an incubator in Montreal. But there's also a stat that shows that if you have a startup that is co-founded by a woman, the exits are also more successful. Or the percentage of exits that are successful is higher. The other thing, of course, and maybe this isn't surprising, but if you have more than one founder, it increases your odds of success, both in terms of fundraising, 30% improvement in investment, and you have a faster rate of sales. Now, I guess 2 minds is greater than 1. This is also quite fascinating, and I didn't write this down just because I'm 60. But 6-year-olds have 3 times as likely a chance to build a successful startup than a 30-year-old. 3 times. And that's probably because, they've actually had a chance to fail and get back up and have that perseverance. Now, the other thing to remember here, though, is what goes with that as well is the passion part. So that's also really important. The average or low passion and weak overall strategic vision can actually lead to failure. So even if you've got experience, you have to still have that high passion. So there are people that never give up, but maybe they just don't really have the passion to see it through. And there's a slightly better chance of succeeding if you've actually failed previously, but it's not huge. It's 20% to 18%.